Good day, YouTube. This is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. Happy weekend, happy Saturday. Time to go out and party Saturday. And here's one to party about. I've talked about IIPR quite a few times around the channel. Those of you that follow me, I'm into quite a few different MJ stocks. And then like to go to the picks and shovels of the MJ stocks with Grow Generation, ticker GRWG. You can find that in my library. And IIPR is a REIT. But there's a new MJ REIT on the block, and is IIPR In Trouble. So this is dated here today. Actually came out this morning. So, but they have been one of the best performing growth stocks in the real estate over the past 5 years. But no longer the only publicly traded REIT in the medical MJ industry. New Lake Capital is the newest MJ REIT and is showing promising signs that it could take over. So I'm going to look into this one and buy some shares probably on Monday, since a lot of this is down. Or maybe watch it a day and see if it goes down any lower. But the new MJ REIT could pay off big for the long-term growth investors. So a lot of the MJ stocks that I have are down. Some of them in the red. It doesn't really hurt my feelings because they're a long-term hold. Just keep buying more dollar cost average into them, so not that big of a deal. But for several years, IIPR was the only publicly traded REIT to specialize in the operation and leasing of real estate in the medical MJ properties. Being the first and only company in the space, paid off big for IIPR and its shareholders, myself included. So, and like I said, I've made videos about them, and I'll show you what I have here in a moment. But IIPR produced an annualized return of 67% for the past 5 years, and share price grew over 1,000% during that time. So can't beat that. So IIPR's explosive growth has left some investors feeling they missed their chance to invest in the budding sector. But IIPR has new competition. So the new one is New Lake Capital Partners, ticker NLCP. And it is the latest publicly traded REIT to offer medical MJ real estate leasing. While the company is very much in the early growth stage, could this mean IIPR is in trouble? I kind of doubt it. I mean, it's going to be competition, but we'll just have to wait and see. Only time will tell. Founded in 2019, the Connecticut-based company went public in August of 2021. New Lake Capital, like IIPR, uses a sale-leaseback structure to acquire properties. It purchases property from an existing medical MJ operator and then leases the space back to them using long-term net lease. This investing model offers liquidity for the operator, which can be quite challenging given MJ is still legal at the federal level, while providing New Lake with long-term cash flow secured by real estate. So again, the ticker is NLCP, New Lake Capital Partners, and this one does trade over the counter, so we'll go over that in a moment. But here's a look at what they've done. August of 2021, 29.50. So they've been in this 29, 30, 31 range for quite some time, trading almost kind of flat through the end of the year, then started coming down in the 25 range. 23, so but a market cap of 491 million, days range 2150 to 24, so I suppose if you wanted to trade it you could. 52-week range 2150 to 3550, so there's room to grow, so that's definitely probably going to hit that again. So as I pointed out numerous times, there is voting going on this fall in November probably in regards to comments that I've read. It says to vote in all the Republicans, because as you follow my channel, I've done quite a few videos on Biden lately, why He's accepting MJ donations and is not for MJ. Another one is Biden administration advises applicants not to invest in MJ. And so who knows what he's got going on. I don't even know if he knows what he's got going on. But average, so volume on this one is not much at all, 29,660, and the average is just another 4,000 to 5,000 on top of that. So the PE is 47.91. At the start of 2022, New Lake had 29 properties and its portfolio located in 11 states for a total of 1.5 million square feet of leasable space. Its 11 tenants, including several publicly traded MJ operators, are primarily in the cultivation industry, with the remaining 10% in the retail field. Occupancy and rent collections remain at 100%. Something the company has maintained since its inception in 2019. How New Lake compares to IIPR? Companies are very similar in their business models, and portfolios operate in many of the same states and markets and derive income in the same manner. The big difference is the scale and size of the companies. IIPR owns or has an interest in 105 properties, 19 states, totaling 7.9 million square feet of leasable space, but it wasn't always the giant we see today. So if you'd have got back in 2017, you could have got some for less than what New Lake is costing today. So excellent investment. 1750 on up, hit a spike there in 2019. So about a 2-year investment, you could have just tenfolded your money. So here is the pandemic. So it still didn't even, it looks like it was cut in half and then some, so it went down quite a bit, but had another nice run up here in the next couple of months, and hit a peak up here at 275, and has just came down since then. So but they have a market cap of $5 billion, days range 179.71 to 187.50, 52-week range of low of 160.91 and a high of 288.02, volume of 161,000, average volume of 217,000, and a P of 38.92. So they went public in 2016. Property in its portfolio and $30 million is committed capital, compared to New Lake, which has $345 million to committed capital. That's quite a difference. That's 10 or 11, almost 12 times as much, and 29 properties in the portfolio today. New Lake is already further established than IIPR was in their early days. New Lake also has the benefit of having zero debt and $168 million on cash on hand, putting it in a solid position for expansion using a proven business model for growth. IIPR, while it's a very low debt to asset ratio for 15%, still has debt obligations, having a total of $472 million in debt and $406 million in cash and cash equivalents on hand. So that's got to say a lot about this particular one. So right now it appears the New Lake Capital is very much on its way to following the footsteps of IIPR, achieving the same explosive year-over-year growth momentum as IIPR did. And the New Lake's revenue is up 138% year-over-year. And so just think what in the next months, year after this fall, this stock could do. So, and it's probably on its way to being listed on the major exchanges as well, which should give it another boost in the price. But they went from a net loss of $1.67 per share to a net profit of 80 cents per share for the 9 months ended on 2021. But there's no guarantee this momentum will continue. The huge boost in 2021 performance was primarily due to a merger that helped the company increase its portfolio and by 19 assets and generate $2.5 million in revenue growth. Fourth quarter 2021 full year earnings will provide more color on its performance, but its earnings in the new year. So competition is nothing new for IIPR. It's been competing with operators in the private space its entire career. NewLake being an alternative investment option may drive some investment dollars away for a short period, but really the companies offer two different things. IIPR offers reliability, a strong track record, and an established portfolio for investors. NewLake offers growth potential, but a lot of risks and unknowns into the mix. Far cry from stability IIPR offers. So growth opportunities in MJ industry may not be as big as they were 5 years ago, but are definitely still there. Like I said, this would be a definite long-term hold until MJ is approved on the federal level, something that isn't expected anytime soon. There will be demand for services offered by both NewLake and IIPR. So what I say, if you can't decide on one, buy 5-10 shares of each and look at them 6 months to a year down the road and see how they, what return you've gotten from them, and that's kind of how I do it sometimes. But NewLake's IPO share prices have fallen 20% year to date, part of the poor timing given the volatility in the market right now. Meanwhile, IIPR shares are down 29% year to date. So since they're both down, I would present a buying opportunity on both of them. So, but again, don't listen to me. I don't give tax, legal, or trading advice, just stating my opinion. So we're going to go over here and take a look, and this is NLCP, NewLake Capital Properties. It's showing a strong buy with a 1-year price target of 44, currently at 23.11. And here's a look at what they've done over the last year. We already went over that, so it's went down just a little bit. Here's a look at the last month, 25.70, 24.90. So again, it's down. Here in the last week, had a spike here for whatever reason, but it's still dropped off a little bit. And here's a look at Friday. So it just trades kind of flat, so not much movement on this one on some particular days. So, and here's a look at IIPR. I do have one share of it here in Robinhood, so I have more in a retirement, but you can see where I purchased this one and my return 355%. So definitely should have bought more when I bought it, but I didn't know at the time. So but again, I wish I would have doubled up. But if you don't know much about IIPR, kind of already went over it. Here's a look at kind of what they do. So firm's property includes PharmaCann, Ascend Wellness. I've talked about Cresco on the channel here, but they have quite a few more. Should dive into those on some of my other videos. You can watch those. This was founded in 2016. 161,000 on the volume and an average of 192, 4.66 billion, and a 3.3 or 3.13. And here's a look at their last earnings. Here's the dividends that I've been getting. You can see a 10% or a 10-cent increase there. And if you want to see when I bought this one, I bought it on November 1st of 2018. So here's all the dividends that it's received from this one. So not too bad of an investment. So especially throwing $40 at it, and it's 182. So, and as you can see, should have definitely dumped it there. Could have made $100 and rebought it again, but you never know. So, but that is two good REITs that I would suggest looking into. And I already have IIPR, but I just came across this one today. But I'm definitely going to be watching that one and purchasing some of this one, especially at that price. You could buy 6 to 7. Well, no, 8 or 9 shares of this one, almost 10 compared to what the price of IIPR is. So, but just a thought and something to look into. So if you have either one of these, you can list that in the comments along with your cost basis, any other information you'd like to share on this one. And if there's any other MJ stocks out there you want me to take a look at, I'd be happy to look at those as well and do a video if that's what you're wanting. But and if you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is J Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.